Hold on to your hats. Except I don't have a hat, so what do I do with that? Help? I'm about to reveal 7 One Piece cards that I sent to PSA a couple of months ago. These returns will absolutely shatter your expectations and set the internet on fire. Let's freaking go. Now that you saw that I got PSA 10 across the board, what does this mean for each and every one of my cards? I'm gonna break it down for you in this bonus clip. Let's get down to the nitty gritty and let's see what all of this means for each and every one of my cards. Let's start with the PSA 10 Alt Art Leader Red Rush Zoro. I'm gonna put the Zoro right here. There you go. I got the Zoro in an auction for $265 raw. It cost me about 20 bucks to send to PSA. I got back a 10. But what does that mean? What does that mean when it gets a 10? Well, I'll tell you what it means when it gets a 10. The last sold that I saw via Card Ladder is $545 this month alone. It was going earlier in the year for $800 to $900, but that's okay. I doubled my money. I'm okay with that. I'm holding it for the long haul. OPL1 cards are very hard to find, especially, you know, a Zoro like this. I'm gonna hold it for a long time, and if I can get into one of my top 10 Luffys, I'm gonna use this as trade bait. So let's go on to the next card. The next card is an Alt Art Leader PSA 10 All Blue Sanji. Let's freaking go. So this Sanji card does around a little bit under $100 back then. So I got it for $71. It can go up to $100 nowadays. But what does this mean? The last sold for this card floats between $130 to $150 in a PSA 10. It's fairly low for an OPO2 card. I'm gonna keep holding it until, you know, blue gets more support, and blue is getting support very, very soon. Let's freaking go on to the next card. Model Nika. Next card I got in a PSA 10 is a secret rare Gear 5 Luffy. I call it the regular Luffy, but it does around like $15, $20. That's where it usually floats around. In a PSA 10, however, it has sold for $70-ish. So it's not bad. It's something that I'm going to like maybe sell to improve my collection at that point. The PSA 10s don't go for much, but hey, I hit this in the box, so I didn't really buy it individually. And then I got it to 10. It only took $20 for it to get a 10. So now I can sell it for like $75 on eBay. Minus fees, I'll probably get 50 bucks back, but it's still a very big win. So let's freaking go on to the next one. I got another Luffy. It's gonna be the alt art version of the last card. So the Gear 5 alt art in a PSA 10 has been everywhere. I swear it's everywhere. It goes between about like $170 to up to $400, but honestly I think that $400 is a very, like, you can wave your red flag at this point. It's very sus. I'm pretty sure that has been manipulated a little bit. So I'm not gonna lie, I love to see that $400 comp, but I just, in my heart of heart, I think it's fake. I really think it's fake comp. So beware when you're using things like 130 point, alt, card ladder, eBay. Beware of fake and manufactured comps. People do that nowadays. This card market, or the hobby that we're all in, it drives a lot of money and revenue. So when a lot of money is at stake, people tend to do those things when they're desperate. So please, don't be a bad actor. Don't be one of those people hyperinflating comps. Play fair, play nice, and remember, this is all our hobby. We have to take care of it. We can't be ripping people off, because when we rip people off, in the long run, it's not sustainable. Our hobby will not be sustainable. Interests will start to dwindle, and then after that, the hobby will be no more. Please stop doing this. Stop hyperinflating comps so that we all can enjoy what we're doing right now. Okay. So sorry I got into that rant, but I had to say something. But anyways, comps float between 150 to like 300-ish. I want to say, for good measure, 250 on average. So yeah, please ignore the $400 comp. As much as I want to say it's $400, I'm pretty sure it's not. But it feels good to have it at like, or float between like 200, 250. So yeah, on to the next one. We got another Luffy. This is a very Luffy intensive return. So the first anniversary Luffy alt art PSA 10 does about like $75 in a PSA 10, and that was another one of my box hits. Unfortunately for OP05, I didn't hit the manga Luffy, but that's okay. I hit all the available Luffys that I needed to hit, besides the purple alt art leader. And I'm just very happy and grateful that I've got this consolation prize. It hurts when you don't hit the manga Luffy and you feel that sting of defeat, but hitting all those cards make that sting less. To the next one. On my list is the alt art OP01 Trafalgar Law. However, it says errata. What does that even mean? Before I even go into what the comps mean for my Trafalgar Law, I'm going to go into what errata and pre-errata is. Let's freaking go. Alright, here it goes. The difference between pre-errata and errata cards are pre-errata cards were the mistakes made by the printing company that were subjected to rule changes up until that point. Case in point, the law. Let's deep dive into what these mistakes are. So for the pre-errata law, it's going to say or specify a specific number, like play one character. For this specific law, the errata card is going to say play up to one character. That's it. That's the difference between pre-errata and errata. The pre-errata are the mistakes. Play one is the key word. And then the errata is play up to, because you can play up to how many whatever characters you need for that card condition. So hopefully that helps. Now you know the difference between what pre-errata is and errata or post-errata. Pre-errata, mistakes. Post-errata or errata, corrected. That's all we gotta know. Don't make this complicated. All right, so let's see what this Trafalgar Law does. So the Trafalgar Law errata card does about $170 in a PSA 10. Yes, that's great. That's awesome. It's not that much. But if you have a pre-errata card, it goes up to at least $300. A sold PSA 10 version of a pre-errata Trafalgar Law OP01 alt art went for $300 last sold. So that is nuts. That is crazy. But that's why there's a certain value between pre-errata versus errata cards. You cannot find the pre-errata cards. If you were to compare this to Pokemon first edition for One Piece would be, the pre-erratas would be the first edition for One Piece. That's how I would explain it to someone that doesn't know One Piece as well and that knows Pokemon. You can relate that to Pokemon. So basically, pre-erratas are considered to be the first edition for One Piece because there's no first edition One Piece cards ever. It doesn't denote that on the card. The only way you'll know is by the box color, which I will explain that in one of my next videos. Okay, last but not least, I have the Charlotte Chiffon offline participant card. Why the hell did I grade this? Well, I participated in my very first One Piece regionals back in November, and I wanted to remember that terrible experience because they banned all my red cards that I needed for Zoro. But in a PSA 10, it's fine. I'm not trying to move this. In a raw card, it does about $9 to $16, and in a 10, none has sold as of right now, but there is a pop report on it. It's in a PSA 10, the pop is 3. So I guess me and 2 other participants for the regionals just really wanted to value and cherish this memory by grading it. So yeah, this card is about $9 to $16, but the memories that I made with it, it's priceless. Just watch me grade 7 of my One Piece cards and saw what happened. And you also learned what pre-errata versus errated cards did. And you learned the difference between pre-errata and errata. So now what to do? Subscribe to my YouTube channel to learn more about One Piece, to watch me grow as a content creator on the YouTube One Piece space. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Till next time, see ya. Bye.